All right, everyone. So I figured I would go ahead and go over some of the past UFC Apex cards this year, just to show the overall quality of Apex cards that we're getting. Um, I think everyone knows my position on this because I've posted about it multiple times in shorts. It was my first video I made on my YouTube channel. Um, or not this YouTube channel, but when I started my MMA streak of MMA YouTube stuff, this was one of my first videos talking about Dern versus Ribass 2. This was what started us off for the beginning of the year. A UFC Apex card. Just absolute bummer of a card. Going through it, Mackenzie Dern ended up winning, Santiago Ponzinibbio, Cesar Almeida, Roman Kopylov, Christian Rodriguez. This is when he beat Austin Bash. He looked really good. Um, Pinali Sorano. But other than that, I mean, there's just like nothing really memorable going on in these cards that's worth remembering. Mackenzie Dern ended up winning round three submission. I don't even really remember that. Um, but again, this is what started us off at the beginning of the year. Now, moving on up, we did get a nice break of some good fights. Makhachev versus Moicano, Adesanya versus Imavov, Duplessis versus Strickland, all back to back to back is really great. They're like, hey, we gave you Mackenzie Dern versus Rivas too. Let's give you some exciting fight nights to look forward to. Or I mean, obviously the numbered cards are always going to be exciting, but Adesanya Imavov, great fight night card in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Um, and then yeah, going on up back to the Apex. Not that Cannonier versus Rodriguez was bad or whatever. Again, it just wasn't very memorable. When you look here, Jared Cannonier won. I believe he won by KO. I don't. Oh yeah, KO right here. Round four. I forget what he. I think he just ended up landing a combo on him. Yusuf Zalal, very terrible decision. Edmund Shabazian just absolutely got rid of Dylan Budka. I'm not even sure if he's in the UFC anymore. Um, again, just nothing really of big note here. I'm surprised. I forgot Angela Hill won this. I've always picked Angela Hill to lose because she has such a terrible record. But like again, why are we putting? This is something I don't understand about these Apex cards. Why are we putting ranked fighters at the bottom? Even though Dontel Mays is number 15, surely he deserves to be above, a couple of these guys. I hate to say, because there are some unranked fighters that are really entertaining and are definitely up and coming stars that the UFC wants to push. But in my opinion, once you get that ranking, I think you should guarantee yourself a top spot in the prelims or at least, an opening spot in the main card. But that's just my opinion, and I think that would help influence fighters to really pay attention to the rankings. Like Kevin Holland. Imagine if Kevin Holland was just, I don't care, I'll fight whatever, and he's just put on the bottom of the prelims each time. That would have ended up working out really great for him. But anyways, moving on. Cejudo versus Yadong. Pretty great little card there. But then we're back in the Apex. Now, I did not hate Cop versus Almabayev, but again, the problem with the Apex is imagine how much bigger this would have been if this was in like a small little nice arena in a midtown city in America somewhere. Get a much bigger name. More people would know about Manel Cap. He'd become a bigger name. Even getting out to these midwestern states, it's like it's gonna make these guys bigger stars, whether they're hometown guys or not. People are going to be talking about the fighters that are coming to their town. Probably going to look into them. There's going to be some radio stations that are going to make some notice about him. There's just a whole lot more promotion that goes into it. And if you're asking me, I mean, I think Manel Kape and Nasumu Almabayev, I think, they could have maybe not like an arena, but at least like a small venue, And that's the problem with the Apex is that, they're $2,000 seats to get in to watch these things. So you're not making it accessible for, new fans to come and see a fight like this and get invested and get to know these fighters. Because I guarantee you, someone who goes and watches a fight live and sees one of their favorite fighters win is going to become a lot more invested and much more likely to buy a pay-per-view, all the stuff that the UFC wants. That it's just you're not going to get the same with the Apex. Your casual viewers are just gonna kind of gonna skip these, if I'm going to be completely honest. Even though these are decently good fights, except for I would say except for this main card, except for Manel Kape and Asumail, these were all kind of But other than that, it was a good fight for Manel Kape. I know he got some controversy with eye pokes, but hey, he won. Okay, I believe, what was it? Yeah, KO/TKO. Hey, that'd still get him some big love in a small little venue. Okay, and you'd get a much bigger reception. But anyways, moving on. Pereira versus Ankalaev, really great. Obviously, Ankalaev ended up getting it. Not very happy about that. Um, but going on to Vittori versus Dolidze. Back in the Apex again, and Vittori versus Dolidze was just kind of a sleeper. I think this is one that I might have taken a nap through, to be completely honest. Um, I remember some of the main card, but again, why are we putting Waldo Cortez Acosta? I guess the main event of the prelim is okay, but again, just a lot of fighters in here. Actually, Sam Hughes does deserve to be on the Apex card. I was about to say, what? We put Sam Hughes on the Apex? Yes, keep her on the Apex, actually. Um, but anyways, yeah, these fights were pretty okay for the most part, except for the main event. And again, like Roman Dolidze, Marvin Vettori, these are decently big middleweight names. Imagine how much more steam they could get if you were, I don't know. I hate to keep. I feel like I bring this up so much, but BKFC goes to New Mexico a lot, and they got a nice little arena there. Okay, it's not super huge or anything like that, but it's bigger than the Apex. You got some like table seating and stuff like that. Be a nice little event, man. UFC New Mexico Fight Night. That would be a nice little event. Um, I'm trying to think of some other like Midwestern states that would be good. I mean, I know we've been to Arizona. I think we've been to Iowa. I think we've been to Ohio too. Um, I think we even have Kentucky. Yeah, we have Kentucky coming on later this year, which is good. I'm glad these some of these states are getting some action here. Like the Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree fight is going to be in Kentucky. That's going to be good. That's going to bring some like real value to their names and start getting them on the right track. But anyways, Moreno versus Urseg, that was really good. Edwards versus Brady, eh. Um, but now we're coming into another Apex card. But luckily, after that, we get a pretty nice break. We got Volkanovski versus Lopez, Hill versus Roundtree, Sanhagen versus Figueredo, Muhammad versus Della Maddalena. Almost 2 months without a Apex event, which is really good. I like that. You can kind of see that they're starting to try to get less and less, but I really don't like I forget his name. It was some Nick something like that. He's the TKO I don't know if he's the CEO or whatever, board member, whatever the hell he is. Trying to make some comparison, like people don't understand the difference between a live audience and the Apex arenas. Like there is a huge, complete, total difference between the UFC Apex and a small little venue. Just so much different. And at those small venues, you're gonna get some actual fans there. Not saying that the Apex members aren't fans, but I mean, $2,000, you're kind of gonna get only a specific, type of fans that go there, and then you're gonna get the rich ones. And I don't know. I mean, sure, maybe some of them appreciate it as much as some of other UFC fans, but man, you know how much I would appreciate, even if it was like a $400, $500 ticket, you know, how much I would appreciate being able to go to a small little venue in an arena at New Mexico. Again, I'm saying New Mexico because I'm close by it. Okay, I'm pretty close by New Mexico. I'd like to go to New Mexico and have a UFC event there. But that would just be, oh, that'd be so amazing. It'd be so amazing. And we don't have to do a huge sellout arena every time. We could go to little venues, and then make such a they'd get so much more eyes, and then make such a bigger difference. Fighters get to talk about the food that they have at the city, you know, sights and stuff that they see. It makes the build up a little bit slightly more interesting when you bring in climatization and all that stuff. But yeah, overall, just kind of wanted to rant a little bit about the whole UFC Apex deal. I know we're getting Emmett versus Murphy next. You know, I haven't done my predictions yet. I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna do some research on some of these. Um, but yeah, you know, as far as I can see, I mean, I can't believe Odie Osborne is even still in this company. Okay, Torres Finney. Jesus Christ. Versus Robert Valentini. This is one I'm kind of looking forward to. I know he's coming off of, I think, Tough. I think Robert Valentin was on Tough and was pretty entertaining. Brad Tavares versus Gerald Meerschaert. Should actually be pretty entertaining. But that's like, again, like that's like a not an Apex card. Maybe because Gerald Meerschaert has fought on the Apex a lot. Kind of is holding to him. And Brad Tavares too. He keeps finding himself on Apex cards. Um, Josh Emmett versus Leon Murphy should be pretty entertaining if Josh Emmett is on form and you know throwing punches like he should. Um, I'll end up picking Leon Murphy though, mainly because he's 15-0, and it's you know when you got a record like that coming up, it's kind of hard to pick against you. But anyways, we'll get into that in the prediction video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out my top 10 MMA movies video. I put a decent amount of work into that one. So I'd appreciate it if you check this one out as well. But anyways, have a great day, and I will see y'all later.